Welcome to the Rob and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
His own mother slapped the stork that delivered him.
And Kale Hall.
He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserves to have been blackballed.
The Rob and Kale Podcast.
And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. I come to you from Columbia, South Carolina. My good friend, Mr. Carolina Jackpot, he returns from parts unknown to go back to his
fucking beach. God damn it, the beach. Why can't you just say the beach? Why you gotta be weird?
Parts unknown. Why can't it be parts unknown?
It can't be parts unknown. I'm not the fucking missing link or the damn barbarian. Okay, if I had a body like that, I wouldn't be working right now.
Come on, man. You can't humor me a little bit and say you were at parts unknown.
Okay, I was in parts unknown.
There you go. You were
returned.
You were sending us video of a woman walking down the street with toilet paper hanging out of her ass. If that's not parts unknown, I don't know what parts unknown is, sir.
That is true. That's something you probably would only see in parts unknown. So
exactly.
Nice,
all right.
Nice save there, sir.
Yeah, well, someone says, Papa B says you got a nice tan there, Jackpot. Did you get you some sun?
Farmer's tan.
Farmer's tan? Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what a farmer's tan is, don't you?
Yeah, it's where you have
where you got your shirt sleeves on. Yeah, I took my shirt off some by the pool a couple of days, and most of the time I kept my T-shirt on. I didn't want to unleash the beast.
You show them the jug, as you call it?
Right. I didn't want to unleash the beach beast within me.
Brandon Kuhn joins the show tonight. He says Jackpot is from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yeah. You know, why are the Chicago Bears so fucking shitty? It looks like the Gamecocks.
Well, I think that the Bears at one point were really good, and they were good back when they had Brian Urlacher and all those guys. But in the end, they get a good quarterback. Like, I think Justin Fields is a good quarterback, but he ends up having piss poor protection, and he has to take off, and he ends up being the team's leading rusher, and he's going to end up having the career of an NFL running back, but being paid like a quarterback. So
yeah,
that's probably why. So there's that.
He's getting misused there and mistreated like he did at Georgia.
So there's that. All right, we've got a lot to get into this evening. I got a lot of text about people wanting my opinion on the Clemson stuff because they think that I'm level-headed, which I think is funny because in some ways I am level-headed, but then when I watch the game and what happened yesterday with that shithole Dave Doran, and first I'm going to come off the top rope with this for just 1 second, Jackpot. He said at the end of the game, and this is the one statement that made me wanted to kick him in his man caboose. This fool said he ran his mouth to Steve Smith Jr., who is one of the baddest motherfuckers on this earth as far as when he was in the NFL. 5'8", would pick fights with his teammates, wanted to fight everybody. And he had the audacity because Steve Smith said, hey, they're a basketball school, Clemson should win. Just whatever. And then Dave Doran says, tell Steve Smith we're not a basketball school. He can kiss my ass.
Okay.
Sorry, you wouldn't say that in Steve Smith's face.
First of all, I heard that. I heard that at the end of the game when it was over, after I got done laughing. My apologies. I heard him say that, and I was like, okay, who's he talking about? First, I mean, I didn't know if he was talking like to Stephen A. Smith. But he was talking to the former Carolina Panthers receiver, Steve Smith.
Right.
So in what context? Where did Steve Smith say this?
Well, he was the celebrity picker on game day this week.
On College Game Day on ESPN?
Yeah. He's a Utah grad. So he was the celebrity picker there. But
okay. So
you get it now?
Okay. So that in that context, it's kind of douchey. It's like everybody. It's like the Ryan Day deal. Where's New Holtz at? After my team just wins the biggest game it's won all season, where's New Holtz? So everybody's going to try to like call somebody out and make an ass of themselves now. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Be glad your team played well enough to win and go on. I mean, you were a 10-point underdog. I mean,
look, it was a monumental win for their program, and you know the game that they had circled forever, and he had the audacity to say that shit to Steve Smith. I think the thing that bothered me was, I guess Steve Smith's one of my favorite NFL players. I don't know why I always like Steve Smith, but knowing that he wouldn't say that shit to Steve Smith, he just wouldn't do it. He's probably, Dave Doran is 6'4", 6'5". He's a big, tall guy. Guarantee you he wouldn't say that shit to Steve Smith. Steve Smith would stomp his face in public and laugh about it and tell him they are a basketball school. So there's that first.
Can we not agree that the CW quietly, I mean, I think that's a pretty good network for watching football, man. I really like that helmet cam. Or not the helmet cam, the referee cam. Reminds me that in the old WCW days in like 1992, they had a referee cam where the referee had a camera on. Okay, well, this is even better than that. I mean, they're capturing some pretty good action out there. I like that.
So here's the thing with that. I applaud them for trying to get into the football game. There's that. But they also had some moments where they kind of fucked up. They had one set where if you walk into a control room and they have all these screens, right, of all the different cameras and all that stuff, they actually showed that whole screen set for a couple of different spots because the guy running the board there, like, didn't know what camera to go to, so would show all of them. It was pretty funny, but I mean,
to be fair, these people on ESPN don't know what they're doing or what they're saying. I mean, I'm overly critical sometimes, and I'll let some things slide though. If it's just, I can tell it's just a screw up. But I mean, yesterday when Saigon was kicking the ball off to Texas A&M, this guy, this play-by-play guy. I mean, if you go back and watch this, it talks about, he said number zero, Juju McDowell back to receive it for the Aggies.
Yeah, well,
what the fuck?
We
can't get our rosters right.
There's they're not teaching people to do play-by-play anymore. Now I sound like I'm the old man yelling in the yard, but we can pick at television all day. All right, so let's thank our sponsors really quick first, and then we'll get into a reaction from the weekend. Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia, Highway 1 diagonal from the Walmart. Go by and check them out. They sponsor the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. I will update the standings here by tomorrow. I think I got 5 or 6 right. I got to look at yours, Jackpot. I couldn't remember, but
I think I got 8 correct this week, which is a
great
good
week.
I missed when I was counting them down. Yeah, I missed out on Texas A&M because I picked them to cover. Damn it. I missed the Marshall pick, and the other one I missed was geez, man, I can't process right now.
I don't like to clown my co-host very much, but the Cale Hall shitter is named after Cale Hall, and he never gets the shitter correct.
I got it right yesterday, fucker.
You're like normally like 10% on the shitter, sir.
I got the shitter right yesterday. Damn, I can't remember the other game that I got wrong. I know I got those 2 wrong though. I'll have to think about it. It'll come to me.
I'll look it up in a little bit. But we thank Callaway's for sponsoring that. The Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, we appreciate that. Also, our live show for Pace Academy coming up the day after Thanksgiving. It's going to be a shocking experience for one or the other of us here. We'll find out, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that. One of us is going to get stunned with a stun gun live at Callaway's.
Not going to be me.
Well, you have faith in the Gamecock faithful. Brandon says, are you doing a Thanksgiving show? It's the day after Thanksgiving, sir. Day after Thanksgiving. You know what, though, Jackpot? We throw this out there on this, too. The idea is Callaway's a South Carolina or a Clemson bar? I've always said it's a Clemson bar, but with the way people are jumping off the Clemson bandwagon, I may be the only Clemson fan left in Columbia by the time the live show starts.
You may be, and that's sad.
Well, and if that's the case, I'll just get stunned with the stun gun and go about my merry way. So, Brandon, you should show up for the live show, sir. You don't need to go to some damn shitty Clinton game. God, I think Clinton's eliminated from the playoffs by then anyway. Bring your ass to the live show, sir. Anyway.
Last night I think last Friday was the last night of the regular season.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
Anyway, Tom says he enjoys the show. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Lisa,
I tell you, I did really well
there, so that means there'll be 3 Clemson fans there. Very good.
I did really well though on this Pick'em Challenge this past week, but I played games yesterday. I was just playing around. I took $20 on Friday, and I was sitting there at the beach, and I said I'm gonna do me a parlay. So I did a 3-thing parlay for Friday night. I took the Brown Bears. The Brown Bears to cover against the Penn Quakers. I took Florida Atlantic and Titty Bar Tom to cover against Charlotte, and then I took the Texas Rangers on the money line. And don't you know, my fat ass was sitting up until 12:30 in the morning when that El Bambi knocks it out of the park and the Rangers win it in extra innings. I was happy. I won $98 for my $20. Well, I played a bunch of college football yesterday. $10 here, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I lost on every fucking one of them. Every fucking one. And some of them made no sense. Some of them should have been no-brainers. Penn State to cover the spread against Indiana. They're coming off a tough game. They're angry. They should have covered. What they do? They go lay an egg and play a close game against Indiana. And then I don't even remember all the other ones I screwed up on. Texas A&M, South Carolina to go over the total of 50 points. It ends up 47. I was actually pulling for Texas A&M to score a touchdown at the end just so my damn thing would go over and I would get that pick right in our contest because, just give a fuck, it doesn't matter. The game's over with. That didn't happen for me. And, then East Carolina and Colorado both slammed the back door in my face. And I would have covered those 2 games, but they decided to score meaningless last-minute touchdowns. So screw both those teams. And, it was a pretty rough day.
Anyway, thanks to Callaway's for that. We'll have more on the live show as it comes about. Hopefully we get some of you folks there. I know that Twisted Rooster's coming, and he's bringing his wife with him.
Yes, Brandon Kuhn. Palmetto is the Mustangs. That's in Williamston, South Carolina.
Anyway, we're hoping to have some folks there. It's going to be a great event to benefit the Pace Academy here in Columbia. All right, we also have Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, read away.
All righty. Let's see. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Could my team suck bad enough to win just 2 games? We have had seasons like that before. We are a constant show. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Shout out to Terry, Billy, Jeremy, Roll Tide, Andy, Harry Legs watching the show. Appreciate you guys checking us out. Will says, I had Colorado plus 14.5 and turned the game off because I was so pissed UCLA started to really pull away and somehow they backdoor covered. I was shocked when I opened FanDuel.
Fuck them. I fuck them.
Fuck them.
I don't like them anymore.
Fuck them in the ear. There you go.
I don't like them anymore. What was I going to say here? Man, I can't remember what I was going to comment on.
All right. Well, let me give you this scenario, Jackpot, and then you can tell me if I'm crazy or not. I think there is a 50-50 shot that South Carolina could win out and Clemson could lose out. I am not, and you may laugh at me, But South Carolina's got Jacksonville State, which I think is the toughest game left on their schedule. Yes, I said that. Then they've got Vanderbilt, who's a shithole. Kentucky's a shithole. And Clemson can't get their head out of their ass. The Gamecocks can win all 4 of those games. All of them at home. They could win all 4 of them. Clemson, on the other hand, plays Notre Dame, who just beat the holy shit out of Pittsburgh 58-7. Pat Narduzzi's teams don't get mouth pumped like that normally. Then after that, they've got Georgia Tech, who just beat North Carolina, by the way. Then they've got North Carolina, who's trying to keep themselves in the New Year's Six conversation, followed by a matchup on the road at South Carolina. I'm telling you, it's not that far-fetched to think that Clemson dropped those 4 games.
Hold on, respond to some comments over here. Brandon Coon says Kentucky isn't bad. Well, they're not good either. Is that fair to say? I mean, they dropped 2 home games in a row. Went to Georgia, absolutely got their doors blown off. Well, it wasn't even competitive. They were out of it start to finish.
Shut up.
They did the typical old Kentucky shit. They started off, 4-0 against those MAC teams, and then reality sets in, and they just
champion, brother. That's what they are. The MAC September champion. That is exactly what they are. And here's the thing, though. Once it gets down to like October, once Midnight Madness happens in basketball, and John Calipari goes out there and he takes that $9 million to go and lose to St. Peter's and then not even give them a press conference afterwards, they could give 2 shits about football then. They really, really could. They're like, oh, whatever, we don't give a damn. Look, Kentucky, when they have to play in October and November, they're just not that good. And by the way, we used to have in our stream, we had plenty of Kentucky people in here. The only one that's going to show up is Big Barney Ross because he's here regardless. All right. The rest of them, not so much. Not so much. Oh, there's Yerder. I got to add him to the super chat thing. Thank you, Yerder. Well, put your name up in lights, by God.
You can put him down there, but we're not going to do that anymore. I'm going to relieve you of that duty. I'm tired of making fun of those people.
All right, well then fine, I won't do it. We will read your super chat though.
We will read your super chat, obviously, yes, and we do appreciate it. But yeah, I'm done with the Talking Balls fun making of. Not talking about our other 2 teams here, but for a second, is there not a more disappointing team in the country than North Carolina? I mean, you start off 6-0, and how do you shit the bed against Virginia and how do you lose to Tech? I mean, I don't get it.
Well, why don't you ask Miami that? They lost to them too.
I don't understand that.
I'm saying.
Now they were interviewing that Georgia Tech quarterback after the game. The kid that came from Texas A&M. He's sitting here fumbling over his own words. He can't even hardly talk. Talking about we're Tech men. This is Georgia Tech pride, and I'm showing where you got a half-empty stadium in the background, and
I mean, his ass never saw campus until last December when he transferred there. But go ahead, you know.
I mean,
however,
just I don't get it. North Carolina was just fool's gold. Another one fool's gold, and Tez got knocked the fuck out at the end of that game too. Tez Walker. Georgia Tech laid him out. Hopefully he's all right. That kid really got his bell rung bad.
Dwayne with a good comment here about Virginia Tech. They're playing some decent football right now. They're 4-4.
They are, and that's why I chose them as one of the Cowboys Pick'em Challenge games. And they are really, they're turned it on. They're 4-4 right now. Beat the living shit out of Syracuse on Thursday night. And guess what, Gamecock fans? I guess Brent Pry is going to stay around in Blacksburg for a little while, so we don't have to worry about him coming for for Shane Beamer because it is just funny. Like 2-3 months ago, everybody, you Gamecock fans, you better be worried. They're gonna come after Shane Beamer. He gonna go. He gonna leave y'all. He gonna go home to coach where he went to school at, where Daddy went to. Blah blah blah. And now everybody's like, fire him. It's just fucking comical. It really is. This season has went down the shitter. There's a few more losses there than I thought there would be, but I mean, it's not. I'm pissed, but this is not a reason to just go jump out in front of a 18-wheeler for the Gamecock fan. It really isn't. I mean, I told you in my video that I did the last week of the summer before the season, I predicted 6-6, and there's an outside chance they still go 6-6. It's doubtful, but it could happen. I mean, you got a team that is predicted to go 6-6, and that's what I think their win total was 6. People were saying it's 5. I don't know where they were getting 5 from. It was 6 everywhere I looked. But anyway, 5, 6, whatever. And then, I mean, you have a few injuries. You have injuries to some key people, and then with the amount of injuries they've had, which is just insane, it's not a surprise that they've taken a left-hand turn. I mean, they haven't gotten blown out of any of these games either, and they've come to play in all of them. I mean, they've tried to keep it competitive. And look, I'm by no means trying to excuse the shitty coaching, some of the shitty play, but the defensive coordinator, obviously, that side of the ball just totally needs to be retooled. But I mean, yesterday, especially in the first quarter, I mean, they looked like they were capable of playing competitive football. And I mean, they made some plays. I mean, they held A&M. They held A&M to 3 field goals instead of letting them score touchdowns. I mean, their red zone defense did step up yesterday. Maybe not as much as we would have liked it to, but.
Well, the thing with South Carolina is that they're conditioning some of the younger players. I know people don't want to hear that shit, but that's the way that it is. A quick update on Will Shipley, because everyone over there is in the comments asking about it. Dabo Swinney in his Sunday press conference said that they checked out. He got MRIs and everything on his neck because they were worried about that. He got basically put out like an accordion, basically. They said that his neck checked out fine, but he's currently in concussion protocol. So, however long that takes for him to come out of it, there's a slew of different tests you have to have, according to the NCAA, to get back onto the field once you've been into concussion protocol. But apparently all the scans on I'll read you the quote from Swinney. He says, they were worried about his neck scans, but all came back positive. We'll just have to see where he is. There's a protocol on how they'll rate all that stuff. We're just happy that everything checked out with his neck. The guys who are out, we'll see if they'll be back this week. So there's your update on Will Shipley as far as if he's going to play or not. So there you go with that.
Justin Bryant says, do y'all think we have a conditioning problem at South Carolina or just bad luck? There's been so many injuries, it's insane. I have to think the conditioning program is run 4 40-yard wind sprints and then go drink a gallon of grape Kool-Aid and eat yourself a 6-pack of Swiss rolls. I mean, look. I mean, that stuff. I mean, it ain't just started happening. They had taken Jalen Nichols hurt himself in the spring game, so then they took this Cason Henry kid, and he was going to be the left tackle. He was slated to be the left tackle. Well, I mean, he gets hurt on the first down play of the North Carolina game. The first play, he gets hurt, and he ain't seen the field again since. And then I think Nick Emenwari, he went out early in the first quarter of that game, and he missed like 3 games. So I mean, it's that to me shows. I mean, maybe that there was some poor summer conditioning. I mean, all the videos you see of these guys, working with the ropes and I don't know. I don't know.
So
maybe it's some of the stuff we don't see. It might be what they're eating. It may be.
Wesley says, thank you for the super chat. He says, can we talk about the signal scheme South Carolina took part in?
There's no proof of that. So, I mean, there's nothing to talk about.
So, look, well, and the other part of it, too, is that we can get into that, the signal thing with Michigan too. The way that I look at it, it's going to piss a lot of people off, but Alex says Wesley owes him money, but is too broke to pay it. 1998. That's some funny shit right there. Really quick, do you want to talk about the whole sign stealing thing? I'm not talking about the ties of South Carolina. I'm talking about the idea that, hey, they're stealing signs on the sidelines, having guys going to games to read them. Apparently that's what happened with Michigan. They've got it where the guy went and bought tickets and all of that stuff. You know what I say to that? Fuck you. Because if your sign stuff is so simple that I can sit and watch it from the stands, and then you use the same signs next week, then you have a lazy coaching staff that can't change their signs.
I was wondering. I mean, why did they not? I mean, and I don't know how all that works. Do they not change their shit up from week to week? I mean, or
right.
At least.
Well, and look, I believe.
That's why I didn't know why it was. That's why the guys wear different color hats, right?
Right. But see, here's the thing. I believe, and we'll bring it back to Clemson a little bit. I think Brent Venables was a master at stealing signs. I think he did it during the game, and I think that he basically would manipulate the defense because he was stealing the signs from them over there. And once again, fuck you. Fuck you. Now, Elijah with a dumb comment. If it was Tennessee, Rob will be calling for the death penalty. No, sir. This is not paying players the way that Tennessee did. This is you stealing signs on the sideline, sir. It's a completely different thing. Completely different. It just once again proving that Tennessee fans don't know anything about football. I hope you go 8-4. I really, really do.
What is Scott talking about? The Northwestern team won't play any more games this year. Are you talking about high school or Northwestern team?
How is it? Hold on. I think he's talking about Northwestern High. I have to look at that. Elijah says this is the great Tennessee line. This is actual cheating, sir. So let me get this straight. If you're stealing signs in baseball, you can see where the pitcher's holding the ball, and you can tell whether or not he's going to throw you a curveball, and you tap your shoulder so you can send it to the dugout. That's stealing signs. No, sir. They are a better player than you are, and your coaching staff is too fucking lazy. That's what that boils down to. It's stupid. So anyway, I don't know about Northwestern. We have to look up that.
It has to be Northwestern High. If you'll comment back on that there, Scott.
I'll check on that, but that's crazy. I did think that Michigan was over the top with sending someone to watch the games, but what's going to be the precedent for that? Are you telling me that, hey, you as a coach, you can't watch film now? Is that what you're telling me? You're not allowed to watch film and do any of that?
Hold just a second here. Scott says that's college. It's just Northwestern. He says a player shot and killed another player on the same team. Could you try to look at that and see what you can find on that? It's crazy.
What the hell? Let's see here.
Well, this just came out. I didn't know anything about this. So the FBI will figure it out. Northwestern State University. That's in Louisiana.
Okay,
right.
I got you.
So, Rob, you know better. Acquaint yourself with the NCAA rules, but the FBI will figure it out. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. Look, and once again, the most
makes you feel better.
Most sanctioned program in the SEC in the past 20 years. Their fans are talking about, cheater. Shut up.
These guys, I mean, there are some of them. I mean, I think it's about a 50-50 split from what I've seen is some with the crybaby routine. And then you've got some with the, South Carolina cheats. And then the other one's just like, well, they fucking whipped our ass. So what? I mean, it's over with. I mean, you can't go back and replay the game. Nobody cares.
Well, look,
even if South Carolina did steal your signs, I mean, they still had to execute. I mean,
yeah, well, and that too. But here's the other thing too. When you really stop and look at it, I think back to Venables. And Venables, do you remember the South Carolina Clemson game where they had Bentley running to the sideline every play to get the call and he'd run back out onto the field? That was because of Venables. Venables had their signs. And I think if your coaching staff is legit and they can keep track of it,
that sneaky bastard. I knew he was doing something.
Sucks to be you. CJ says looking at game film is typically not showing. Stop hiring somebody on staff to go ahead of time, record the staff on the sideline. Michigan would do it and still getting their teeth kicked in. Well, that's a valid point on that front. That's valid on that. So in my opinion, I think it was a little over the top what they did. But is there anything in the records that says, hey, you can't go and record some of these things that are happening on the field? I don't get it.
I don't know.
It doesn't really make any sense. All right, so
I don't know, but according to the Tennessee man, they're going to take the win away from us and give us all the death penalty. So
yeah.
I guess South Carolina and Michigan will rot in jail together.
Devin,
jail.
Yes, Rob, there is. So I've never heard of that rule. If they broke a rule, I hope that they get more of a punishment than what Tennessee got for blatantly cheating. So there you go. I've read the NCAA rules, sir. The NCAA rule said Tennessee committed 200 violations or whatever it was. You got a fine. Don't talk to me about rules, Tennessee fan. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear it from Tennessee fan. Worst fan base ever. All right, I put the link in there if you want to join the show. Jackpot with the game yesterday. South Carolina put up a fight. It didn't look like they quit. You know?
Yeah,
I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, I wasn't disgusted with the effort. I mean, and I put out a video after the game that, I was a lot more even keel than what I've been because, look, it is what it is. We might as well realize what our place is this year, and it's as a bottom feeder. So, once you realize that, then you kind of get over it. There were some missed opportunities there, some blown calls, some stuff that didn't go our way. I don't know what they were doing there in the fourth quarter. I think it was in the fourth quarter. It was fourth down, and we were trying to hurry up and go fast. And it was in the fourth quarter with the guy from Yale with the snap, the rattler. He snapped it at the ground. I don't know what the hell was up with that. That guy doesn't need to play center anymore. He can just go in the lab and dissect ions or whatever the fuck the Yale people do. I don't want any more transfers from Ivy League programs, period, because, just it don't work out. Not real good. But, I was happy with their effort. Got a lot of people in comment sections all over the internet today. Well, Nick Harbor's going to transfer after the year's over with.
He's not transferring.
They're doing everything they can. They're giving him the ball. He's been figured into the game plan. Xavier Legette was supposedly ready to go yesterday, and he played in that game, but that guy wasn't ready to play. He was hurt. He was hurting. I could see him limping around when he was trying to line back up. He wasn't good to go. I think he only caught one ball yesterday. And Nick Harbor played well. He dropped the first one and then they talked to him and said, you're going to get some more at you. And I think he made the most of the opportunities he got yesterday.
From what Beamer said in his post-game press conference, he said the guy was trying really hard. He's working before and after practice, catching balls, doing all kind of stuff, trying to get him his spot on the field. So I don't. If a guy's putting in all that effort, why transfer? He's not going anywhere. I don't buy into that.
I think he's got a really good attitude too. He really has a good attitude. I didn't see that kind of attitude from Mr. Bell or Ma Bell. Marty Reinhardt says, Kel, I watched one of your videos 4 years ago after the Florida loss. I remember that video. And you mentioned lack of depth being a huge problem for the last 5 years. 10 years of lack of depth. How to fix it? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Recruiting. I mean, they got to pan out.
So, no, I want to respond to, what was it? Billy's asking, why has Nick Harbor been sitting on the bench? Well, I'll tell you what. Former Gamecock receiver Tim Frisbee said, from what he has seen and what he's been told, the guy had issues with picking up the offense, blocking schemes, and stuff like that. He's kind of been forced into the mix, though, because everybody's injured. So he's had to go out there and just play. So with that, I mean, the guy can fly. Let's leave that out there too. I mean, he can go. So,
but he's never played that position before, which is crazy. I don't understand why he wasn't playing that position in high school.
Well, but think about this. He went from not playing that position in high school to yesterday. He had 9 catches for 70 yards in an SEC game.
Yeah.
So he's a natural. He just needs more snaps. Basically, what it boils down to. He played defensive end in high school. I mean, it's one of the he played defensive end. I think, and I don't remember what he did on offense, but
he was tight end, I believe.
Yeah, that tight end. That's right.
Yeah,
he was a defensive end. So there's that. Any other? We mentioned Georgia Tech winning. Someone I think I can't remember who it was that was somebody posted about, hey, Tennessee beat Kentucky, we own their ass, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's like being the world's tallest small person. I mean, did you know that since Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant in 1986, Kentucky has 3 wins in that series? I mean, 3 wins.
Two of them are by Mark Stoops.
Yeah. So
he's 2-9 now against the Vols.
So it's like, it really is death, taxes, and the Vols winning over Kentucky, which is why nobody but Big Barney Ross is going to show up here and run their mouth about Kentucky football. So
where is Octavian at? I haven't seen him in the comment section of anything this evening.
Man, I tell you what, Florida goes out yesterday, scores on that first play, and everybody's like, oh shit. And then Georgia's like, bitch, please. Bitch.
Yeah, not so fast. Yeah. They
just stomped them. I mean, it wasn't even,
Yeah, I mean, just kind of made my I'd picked Florida to cover at first, and I'm like, I changed my mind on that one. I'm like, Georgia's going to beat them pretty bad. I mean, they just, they're still a ways off. They don't have the roster right now. They're recruiting good, but they're recruiting good all the time. I don't know about them. Octavian was in the "Your Season Is Over" video, says Harry Legg, the chat of it. Oh, that reminds me of the announcement I want to make here, and I discussed it with Rob. We're going to start doing the Sunday night show. We're going to start doing it at 8 p.m. From now on instead of 9. We can get it done, wrap it up a little bit earlier, and then maybe, we probably still go a little bit longer too, but the Your Season Is Over videos keep getting released later and later, and that's kind of cutting into us a little bit. So, we're here. I'm here to get as many viewers into this as I possibly can. And I want to get engaged with as many people in the chat as we possibly can. So we're going to try to start this at 8 from now on. That'll be the last, I'll go 4 or 5 weeks of the season, however much we got left.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so there's the link if you want to get involved with the show. What was the other game yesterday that kind of I was kind of surprised by Utah. I thought they would play better at home, but Oregon is a problem. I mean,
Oregon is a wagon.
Problem, yeah.
I mean, they're playing really well defensively.
I think they're going to be.
Do you have any idea if Jordan Birch is doing anything positive on that defense?
Well, we can look at that really quick here for
I looked
Oregon.
over at
So,
USC, the Trojans, and I see Marshawn Lloyd still chugging along. He hasn't gotten hurt yet. That asshole's got about 700 yards rushing so far this year, so he's doing all right for himself. Yesterday, it seems like every game though I look, he breaks off a long run, and I think yesterday he rushed for like 115, 120 yards, but I mean he had like a 55-yard run in there. And so if you take that away, he has like a 4 yard a carry average, nothing like pants shitting great. So
Alex says he picks our show over the "Your Season Is Over" video, and he likes Lou. Look, we're not trying to cut into Lou's stuff.
no, and I mean either one of them you can watch live, or you can turn back around and watch it later. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you.
We're not trying to get into a pissing contest with Uncle Lou. He'll go and buy hot dog fucking outfits and fat suits and do a show on about that. We're not trying to fuck with Uncle Lou today. No one needs that nonsense in our lives. All right, let's bring in Rob. Has an SEC bias. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good evening. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good. I hope you are.
Yeah, man. Had a great day. Me and the old lady went out to the Panthers game. Got to see Bryce Young's first win.
How is it that you weren't being able to pay your power bill last week, but you went to a Panthers game today, sir?
That's the magic of the parlay, my friend. Tell them about it, Jackpot.
Yeah, that thing can be good to you, but unfortunately, if you're like me, it's just like when I hit $100 on a scratch off. I don't take that $100 and put it in my gas tank. I take it and I buy more tickets.
Well, actually, my tickets were free.
Hold on, really quick here. Jordan Birch on the season's played in 8 games, has 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, a pass breakup, and 20 tackles. So he's averaging about, 2 tackles a game.
That's about like the numbers he had here.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And even and I thought he would be much better, but I looked at Jaheim Bell's numbers. I mean, he has less yardage than what he had at South Carolina. Probably at this point last year, touchdowns is probably roughly about the same. I put it in a post on Facebook, and somebody said, "Well, he's not being made to play all 3 positions here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I said, "So what you mean to tell me is your elite Florida State staff can't develop a player to be multidimensional?"
Exactly.
Got it.
Did the Panthers win today? I didn't watch.
Yeah, it was it was a last second field goal. Actually, that's how my tickets were free. I bet the Panthers money line, and then doubled down when they went down early, and they came through with it was an ugly game too. It was like 15-11, I think, or something. It was just a gross looking scoreline. But
14-13, was it 15-13?
Yeah, 15-13.
Yeah, well, I'd picked that too. I took them on the money line too, and I won a little money off that. And now I've taken that money and doubled down on the Bears to cover the 9.5, and they're down by 10 right now. So hopefully we can just show some guts and pull some of that Mike Ditka magic out and cover that number.
Well,
I figure the Panthers would. I mean, sometimes I like to look at these teams that don't have a win and kind of look at who they're playing, and I'm like, you can make some money off the money lines there because they've got to win a game sometime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was how I figured out that when I kind of broke through and predicted that Louisville loss the other week against a terrible Pitt team. I said they're going to lose to somebody. Why not be here? So.
Well, have you guys talked much about that North Carolina loss this week? I kind of tuned in a little late.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I mean, that they should have shown some guts after that loss to Virginia. Come out and steamroll Georgia Tech, a team that they've had tons of trouble with in recent history, and they just go out and lose to them. Just lay an egg.
It's inexcusable. I don't get what it is. North Carolina's done that the past couple years. Dating back to when they had Sam Howell. They go on an early run, and then they just lose absolute shitters, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, if you
I
follow North
wish we could
Carolina,
play them in the middle of the season.
if you follow North Carolina this year, they were lucky to beat App State. I mean, they've had several shitters throughout the schedule. So, we talk about Arkansas is the best 2-5 team in the country. North Carolina might be the weakest 6-2 Power 5 team in the country.
Yeah,
they really, really might.
Probably fair. I mean, they're bad. I couldn't imagine them beating really any ranked team if they came up against them.
Well,
at this point.
Yes, we shall see how that goes. All right, man. What else you got? We got Billy up wanting to join the show here too. So,
I'll just leave it out with this. South Carolina, the fans need to pump the brakes. It's a disappointing season, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, give the man another year. We'll be back. Lenora Sellers, Heisman dark horse. Cox
There you go.
All right, so I don't know, like, people are wanting to get rid of Shane Beamer. And by the way, dum-dums are talking about, is Dabo Swinney on the hot seat? Are you out of your fucking mind? Let's just look at it from a money perspective. It's a $64 million buyout if they get rid of Dabo Swinney after this season. And then, I know people don't like to hear this, but if you fire Dabo Swinney, who won, I don't know, 2 national titles, 10 ACC titles in the 15th season or however long he's been there, how dumb do you look? And then who's going to be like, hey, I want to go there so I can, if I don't go damn, 11-1 next season, then they're going to want to fire me. That's ridiculous. People say he's going
to look at that and say, these people are crazy. I mean,
if Dabo Swinney retires, then okay, that's fine. And that may be in the mix. Who knows? But I completely doubt that. Completely doubt that. All right, let's bring Billy into the program. Bill, here, let me tell you what Billy's going to talk about before we even do it. Billy is going to lecture me about how the NCAA says that you can't steal signs. And he's going to talk about how Tennessee really never did anything wrong compared to what Michigan did. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring Billy in.
Not at all.
There you go, Billy.
Not
what you
at
got?
all. Not at
Okay.
all. Not
All
at
right.
all.
What do you have to
FBI will figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
Harbaugh must be in trouble because if he was a Democrat, the FBI wouldn't be there. So there must be something to this.
Politics on the show, sir. Don't do that. I'm just being honest. It's one of the rules we have. We don't argue with hardware.
You need to go read the NCAA rules on sign stealing and educate yourself. I don't care. As a Tennessee fan, I really don't. Jackpot knows that. Don't even corner me in that group, okay? I don't care. I don't care. Well, before you come on over here and say, well, you should be able to do that. You're the one that said rules. Well, there's rules. Not only are NCAA rules, but there's federal laws.
There's federal laws against stealing signs.
It's
so
called interstate. See, you haven't looked. You don't know.
Steal your signs.
You're on here. You're embarrassing yourself. Why don't you go read what this is about?
I don't read anything the NCAA puts out because they're too bastards.
Read
because
the news.
Tennessee cheated like on top of the world.
Well, here we go. I knew you was going to bring that up. FBI never got involved.
The FBI should have gotten involved,
but they didn't.
Money across state lines.
We're talking about today and the NCAA rules, which you totally support.
I forgot.
And the FBI laws. You can't lose an argument. You can't stand to lose an argument. What are you talking about? I lose
all the time. What are you talking about?
Go read the rules.
I'm not.
You're a man about the rules, aren't you?
Yes, I was, sir. I was.
And the laws.
But I don't buy that anymore because the NCAA doesn't enforce them with shithole programs like Tennessee and North Carolina. Why should I care about Michigan?
See, Rob, you amaze me. You can't lose an argument, can you?
I can lose an argument. I lost an argument earlier with Jackpot. I lose arguments.
This isn't an NCAA problem, brother. This is an FBI problem.
Wow.
This is an FBI problem. This is bigger than the NCAA, and you can't stand it.
No, what do you mean I can't stand it? If it's
why
bigger
are you
than
commenting on something you don't know? You're commenting on something you have no idea what you're talking about.
No. I'm commenting on the fact that if this is the biggest problem that the FBI has, then
you always divert. Just take it for what it is. The FBI is on Michigan's campus investigating sign stealing, which is against NCAA rules and federal laws.
Gathering film and all that is against the law. Got it.
Well, you say that shows me you're ignorant of the rules.
I told you, sir. I don't give a fuck about the rules.
Obviously, you don't, because you're commenting about something you know nothing about.
I'm not going to read the rules on sign stealing because if I can steal your signs, I don't think it's a big deal.
Nobody said you can't. You just can't hire somebody on your team as a staffer and then give it to other teams across state lines.
Man, that's been happening forever.
Then why don't you? Then they got caught.
They don't like high school guys running around taking film of shit.
Rob, go read the rules.
I told you
the rules.
I don't give a shit about the rules, sir.
Obviously, you don't, because you don't know what you're talking about.
I just told you I don't care. It's a stupid. If there are rules about it, it's stupid. It's dumb.
Well,
completely dumb. And you know what? I'm gonna put this out there too.
You can't stand to lose an argument. You're wrong. You're as wrong as they here.
Okay, Billy. Then I guess what? I'm wrong. Completely wrong about it.
You are.
I hope that Michigan.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I just told you.
Why is the FBI there?
I'm meeting with you, sir. I don't give a fuck why the FBI is there. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Michigan will not have any penalties. Watch.
I don't know. It depends on how big this gets.
I don't know.
It depends on how.
If they do, it's for the dumbest shit ever. You're telling me I can't have somebody scout your team? Are you out of your mind?
That you're belittling a situation because you think it's wrong. If you think it's wrong, okay, fine. But the NCAA and the FBI doesn't. Why can't you accept that?
All right, the wife's telling me that she looked it up. Are you looking at the NCAA rules? Yeah, the NCAA says they don't give a shit. Why does it matter to you?
Well, your wife's wrong. Why does it matter to the FBI?
She's reading the fucking rule book, sir.
All right, what
the fuck else do you want her to do? She's reading the rule book.
Well, and she's not reading the right place.
All right, so is this just the rule book that Tennessee has?
No. See, you divert the conversation again. Why is the FBI on Michigan's campus? What are they investigating?
Well, then go investigate.
What are they investigating?
Are they investigating about
what are they investigating? What is it they're investigating? Say it, Rob.
It's not a violation.
They have something to do with the hamburger.
Oh, it's not? Then why are they investigating?
All right, hold on. The why? Can you send me that so I can educate this Tennessee fool who obviously can't read?
Don't belittle me.
Sending it to me right now. That way I can send it to you and show it to you. Then you can look at it and be like, "Oh, no, I don't care about the rules from the fucking NCAA."
Then tell the NCAA and the FBI they're wrong.
Whatever. And you know what? If it were me and I could go and steal your signs, I would steal your signs. I absolutely would do it.
But you can't be hired by Clemson and do it and give it to another team.
I don't give a shit. Do you think they don't share stuff?
Well, they got caught.
Did you watch Shannon Sharp when the Monday after Oregon Oregon handed Colorado their ass, and he point blank said they were given books to Oregon from several different coaches about what Colorado was doing. No one gives a fuck.
Okay. Well, then call the FBI and say Rob and Mrs. Rob knows better. And this is all for naught. Hey, Jackpot, what do you think about it? Huh? FBI is on Michigan's campus, and what is it they're investigating?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know what they're there for?
I mean, no, I don't.
This is from the
okay. So both of y'all are just sitting there oblivious to this?
I'm sorry, I don't get my news from the Daily Vault.
Just see what's going to come out of all of it. I mean,
you don't either. Rob, you're a poor excuse for a sports person, to be stuck there.
I'm reading to you from the Detroit Free Press, sir. This is not Hillbilly U. I'm reading to you from the Detroit Free Press. Here it is.
You come up with these personal insults, you neck beard.
No,
you sit there, your team's 4-4, you're upset.
The Big Ten has confirmed the NCAA is investigating Michigan for allegations of sign stealing and in-person scouting. The NCAA does not prohibit sign stealing except through electronic means.
Okay.
So tell me again how I don't know the rules, sir. I'm reading it to you verbatim.
You don't know.
Right there.
You read something
right there.
So
it's from the Detroit Free Press.
Oh, that's the gospel, isn't it?
God,
why is the FBI there? Care if they
get out. I can't deal with him anymore. If he used the word fake news, you are wearing, someone put it in there on the other side. You are wearing a freaking tin hat. That is the absolute truth. Absolute truth. Billy, you're normally a decent human being over there. But with this, holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. You tell me to read the rules, and then I do read the rules, and then they don't fit what you're talking about. And then you're gonna, what about the FBI? FBI. The FBI investigated North Carolina too in their academic scandal. What did that come about?
Dr. Bark says Uncle Billy absolutely destroying Rob. I mean, Rob kind of came out with him with some facts there, and he still got twisted up in knots. So I don't know how that's destroying.
I don't know how it's. Oh, read the rules, Rob. You read the rules, and then the rules don't fit what you're talking about.
Not those rules.
Yeah, not those rules. The rules that were written by, I don't know, the Daily Vol or the Talking Squalls podcast. Look, if Michigan gets
they had 9 people. They had 9 people on the Talking Squalls earlier when I was taking a look at it. I was wondering if can you fit 12 on there? Because I think you would.
Well, like 12 boxes?
Yeah, he had 9 boxes on there. And one of the guys looked like he was in a room where he was hanging clothes or something. Like in the back room of like a retail store, like a Ross or something.
I thought you were saying hanging meat. I thought that's what you were going to say.
Well, he might have been hanging some meat too. But he looked like he was hanging clothes like in the back of a Kmart or something. So yeah.
There's that.
They're weird. Something else I wanted to touch on too with you. Sure. This was kind of a little bit kind of a discussion I got into with Billy. Billy, Slim Shady Canes, and Mr. Twisted Rooster over there the other night on Twisted Rooster's Twisted Tailgate channel. Twisted Rooster thinks that Beamer would be doing Rattler a huge solid by telling him that, look, the season's gone. I don't want you to get hurt behind this shitty offensive line. Hand me the ball. You're done here, and we appreciate what you've done. We're going to let this young kid get the reps the rest of the year. I mean, I can't wrap my head around such.
Well, let me give you the other end of that. I wonder if Rattler is going to say, hey, you know what? But I don't think that Rattler has that in him, because he's one of those guys that he doesn't want to lose. I mean, it's just the way that it is.
Yeah. I mean, and look, this is, they've got him out there. He's going to make this Nicholas Harbor kid the last 4 games of the season. You already saw him do it yesterday. True freshman Sellers, he ain't the person to make Nicholas Harbor into a wide receiver the last 4 games of the year.
Right.
And that, to me, should be the main goal on top of winning these last 4 games. Because that guy is a freak, man. And I said it yesterday. I think he may end up being the best football player to come through the University of South Carolina before it's all said and done. I mean, I don't think that's that far-fetched. Did you agree with that?
Maybe so. Miss Pete with the comment for the show. Will the FBI investigate my team's play calling? Very good, ma'am. Very good. You're obviously rotting Pigskin Pete's material We figured that out now.
Yeah. So far, the past few games, Mrs. Pete's tailgate prep goodie videos have been more exciting than the Clemson play on the field.
Tiger Red Devil says Rob calling people names but doing his best not to discuss Clemson's program going down the shitter. What would you like me to say?
We haven't really even touched that tonight, but you know
they're 4-4, and I said that you obviously weren't listening to the program earlier when I said that they could finish 4-8. South Carolina's got a better chance of going 6-6 than Clemson does of going 4-8. They could go 4-8. Come on, man.
We love Carolina Crackpot over in the comment section says, I'm not talking about we love me. I'm saying that's the name of the account here. We love Carolina Crackpot over in the comment section says Rattler has been traumatized since Tennessee made him eat turf. Look at the stats drop off. Yeah, that was the next week. I think it was. He went out there and hung 400 yards up on Florida. So that doesn't make a lot of sense, but thank you for the
Andrew with the super chat says, where's that Florida fan that said Florida would win? I don't know. It's a good point.
Christian Russell says Jacksonville State is going to clobber South Carolina. Let's keep that receipt.
Jacksonville State, the one thing that they do have a lot of is a lot of seniors. Their quarterback, Jackpot, is in his 7th year of eligibility. He started college in 2016.
How old is he? 30?
He's at least he's got real talk. He's got 3 kids.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not bullshitting you. I read that he's got 3 kids, and he's in his late 20s. So there's that. Hello to Uncle Lou. How are you, sir? Anyway, if you want to get involved with the show, have at it. And you know what? If Michigan does get something from this, then I will apologize. But
yes,
personally,
Jerry,
I think
yes, Jerry, I'm streaming the game this week, and barring hospitalization, I will be streaming every game from here on out the rest of the season for us. Noon over on ESPNU, Gamecocks versus Gamecocks. And to answer your question from earlier, we hadn't really announced the games yet. You asked me what the shitter for this week was going to be. It will be Hawaii at Nevada. That's the Cal Hall shitter for this week. Hawaii at Nevada.
The shitter gets better and better every week.
I was going to do Houston versus Baylor. Both of them are 3-5, but I mean, Houston has at least been competitive. Hell, they went out there. This season has been so crazy. It's just made no sense. They went out there last week and played Texas to a 7-point game at home. Damn near upset them. And then they turn around yesterday and they fucking lose to Kansas State like 42-0.
Look, the only sure things in football this year is that Georgia's beating the piss out of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Has anybody the closest game Georgia's had is the South Carolina game, right?
The Auburn game.
Oh, the Auburn game was close too. That's true, but
it was a little closer. Yeah, I think that was a 7-point game. I have to admit to the Georgia fans this week that I am solidly going to be in the black and gold corner, supporting the Missouri Tigers because they asked me, and they told me that they needed Carolina Jackpot support this week.
You're talking about the Mazodcast, right?
Well, one of their followers did on Twitter. They're pulling out all the stops. They need my support this week, so by God, I'm gonna support them. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to see somebody new take the crown in this damn thing, man. I'm ready to see some new. I'm ready to see just total fucking chaos.
Jay says, "Where's the 3 p.m. shows, Rob? I'm gonna start try to get the show back going. I just got to get my head right." Alex
says, "What CJP?" Fuck them motherfuckers.
UM fans are gonna die if UGA, Florida State play for the Natty. Yeah, I might be. We'll see on that.
Yeah, probably so.
Probably so. Alex with another super chat. Thank you, Alex. He didn't type anything in there, but thanks, Alex. Anyway,
Alex, thank you. You're gonna don't spend all your money here.
Johnny Red Dot says
Like
pigskin
you throwing darts at the fair.
fan wagons are
I'm
gone.
kidding.
Looks like this is our buddy PVD joining the program. What's up, man?
What's up,
PVD.
guys? What's up, Jackpot?
How you doing, sir?
Good, man. I just want you to know that it's all South Carolina's fault that we didn't go to the playoffs last year.
100%.
100%. And I'm angry
I
about it.
forgot my wristband. I had one, and I had it on earlier, but it had so much information on it. It was too tight, and it was cutting off circulation. So
Hey, I'm writing my congressman tomorrow about it, just as soon as I go find a YouTube video that'll teach me how to write.
Well, I hope he can read it.
Surely a
Being that, I hope he
congressman
knows
could read.
how.
No, I was actually going to say there's people in Congress that can read. Stop it.
I'm not into politics, so I don't know.
We're not talking politics. I'm just, it's not politics if you say the entire body. So there's that.
Yeah, that you might be onto something. Hey, listen, Rob, I know you guys are having kicker problems at South Carolina or at Clemson.
No, we're not. No, we're not having kicker problems, sir.
I thought they mentioned something about that in your game.
No, those have been an issue, but there's a lot more problems at Clemson than the fucking.
Oh,
kicker.
I know.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, I know that. What I'm getting at is your recruiting coordinator is a Greenville guy. Yeah. So there is a connection. Maybe that, I don't know. Some might say that's why your recruiting has been sucking lately. I don't know. I'm not here to support that narrative. What I'm getting at is we have a great kicker at Greenville, and you guys need him, man. And he needs a college education. So there you go. Just trying to set you up for the future. That's all.
Well, we'll see how that works. I don't know.
Because I'm deeply concerned, Rob, about Clemson's future, and I know Jackpot is too.
Are you really?
Look, can't you see it right here on my chest? I'm concerned about you, man.
I don't believe that you're concerned, sir.
Okay, I may not be. Okay. Anyway, it's been a while.
I was buying that nonsense, and then that's almost as like me buying the nonsense that Jackpot really is supporting Mizzou this weekend. If Mizzou lost, Jackpot would laugh hysterically. Either team loses this weekend,
I wouldn't.
I'm happy. Why not?
Who do you want to win in the Missouri Georgia game?
That Mizzou team teabagged you 2 weeks ago. Now you're like, I like the teabag. That they teabagged you like 2 weeks ago, and then
I think everybody that's not a Georgia fan is pulling for Mizzou this weekend.
I mean, everybody's teabagged South Carolina this year, so I mean, you're supposed to pull for the teams that have beat you. Make sure the loss look a little better.
Well, can if I get our buddy Eddie for the live show, will you wear a shirt that says Carolina teabagged? Because everybody's teabagged you all year. That's a good point, Jackpot.
Why not? I mean, it's already embarrassing enough to be a Gamecock fan. Might as well embarrass myself with a stupid shirt. So
let me ask you this, Jackpot. Is Shane Beamer the guy?
I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Wait, with the guy for what? What are you talking about? The guy to run the program?
You know what I'm talking about. Is he the guy that's going to get South Carolina on the right track and bring you guys back to some kind of prominence and whatever?
Here's what. Overall, this is what I'm going to say. No, I don't think he's not the person. He's not the guy who's going to take South Carolina to 8, 9, 10 wins or an SEC championship game. He's not the person to do that. But what I think he's going to do, I think he's going to get recruiting solidified. I think he's going to get some good players in there. I think he may have an uptick next year, or maybe the year after too, and have a better season. And then I think he'll probably have another bad one because I'm not sure he knows how to exactly manage the roster correctly. And maybe set it up good for the next guy. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be here. I don't think he's going to be here long term, because I don't think he's going to enjoy the kind of success here that we want.
He may be the next Michigan head coach for all we know. He's on the right track to do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know. Look, The bottom line is
I mean,
all this.
I'm just saying how I feel. That I just thought about it. I mean, is this guy going to be here? I mean, is he going to be like Dabo at Clemson? Is he going to stay there? I just don't. I don't think he does. I don't. I just don't think he knows what he's doing. And I don't think South Carolina has the money. I don't think that they're going to invest the money into the program to hire the kind of coordinators that can mask a weak head coach. I don't think that your Clayton Whites and Marcus Satterfield type coordinators are like lower level, bottom of the barrel type coordinator hires, even though they may have some good points to them. You're not gonna like be hiring like a Jim Knowles type as a defensive coordinator. I mean, you're not gonna like hire Rhett Lashley or somebody of that ilk for offensive coordinator. I mean, they're not going to be able to make those kind of hires because they're not going to pump that kind of money into it.
Is there any chance whatsoever that Carolina Jackpot changes his colors and becomes a Clemson fan?
No.
No.
Okay. I knew the answer to that, but I thought,
I don't know. He's wearing that Mizzou Tiger shit this weekend.
I mean, you did quit on your team a couple of years ago.
He
so
did not.
That was just 1 year ago. That was less than one calendar year ago.
What are you doing sticking up for him now, Rob? What the hell?
Because it's bullshit when people say that. He never quit on the team. He never stopped running around with his fucking Gamecock tattoo.
Are we not allowed to have some fun with that? Are we not allowed to have some fun with that?
But it's like literally, you guys beat him up so bad for that, and Jackpot. I didn't. Not necessarily you. Maybe I'm sensitive to it because there's a shit ton of people that were literally Jackpot quit on this team and fuck him and we don't want him. God damn it, he didn't do that. That's not what he.
Yeah, they say they don't want me in the fan base. If you don't have fans like me in the fan base, you don't have a fucking fan base.
Well, I mean,
I'm an OG slapdick.
Obviously, when you did that last year, it was all in jail.
Yeah. Uncle Lou says South Carolina is Georgia Tech with a bigger fan base. I can buy that.
You can buy that. All right. Yeah. Hey, BBD, thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I hadn't called in a while, so I thought I'd call in and give you guys a hello. Keep doing a great job.
Congrats, you still own Kentucky.
Yeah, we're still their daddy. 7 wins in 57 years. Not bad.
Did you see the I know you did, the Sports Talk J video from tonight when those Kentucky sports radio guys outside the stadium last night, and one guy just lost it.
I haven't seen it yet.
He's like, I just don't understand why we can't make the fucking team.
You guys have the same guy in your comments, Kentucky Blue. He was in my comments earlier tonight saying the same thing. I don't understand why we can't beat you guys. I mean, I don't know what to tell somebody like that because you can't. 7 wins in 57 years. That's all you got to tell somebody like that.
That doesn't sound like a rivalry. That sounds like a domination.
Well, why can't we beat Alabama? Because we've beaten them one time in 17 years. Because we can't right now. That's just it,
All right, buddy.
You guys have a good one.
You too.
Appreciate you, BBD. Have a good night.
Yes,
all
right,
sir. To be fair, though, I mean, Alabama's kind of been.
Hello, Lou.
Did you say you were quitting on your team again?
No.
Oh, I caught the tail end of that conversation. I thought you told BVD you were quitting on your team again.
No.
Okay, that was just a one-time deal.
Yeah, that was last year.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Get us in some world of shit there.
Whoa!
What the hell's going on? Looks like this shows their face and everything. The guy's just sitting there. I have no clue. I had nothing to do with that.
What the fuck was that?
Brother, I don't know. People showing up and trying to drop porn into our goddamn show. I got nothing for you on that. All right, so we'll kick those two. All right. That says we got video stream bombed. Well, okay.
Oh.
Don't know what all that means.
Earlier in the comment here, Mrs. Pete said Carolina Jackpot There's a true fan for real. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try.
They say our channel is going to be taken down. I don't know about all that. Well, look,
I
know
I've shown nudity on my channel 2 times in 2 short videos. I mean, you know.
Justin, welcome to the program, sir.
How you doing, guys?
What you got?
Hey guys, the team played good yesterday, but we got too many injuries on the field.
Yeah, man, lots of problems out there.
Yeah, hey, well, guys, man, do you think that was going to hit the chest point during the offseason? Because he needs to.
I don't think so. We'll see.
Yeah. If I go, guys, hey, Carolina Jeff, I got a quick question to ask you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Carolina Jeff, what is the official way to Atlanta when DC step away anytime soon?
I mean, I don't think he's going to come back next year. I don't think he'll be down. I don't think he'll be
All
back.
Right. Justin, we got to go, buddy.
Take care, guys. Go Gamecocks.
All right. Look, apparently, since this idiot did that stuff, even Uncle Lou says we got to end the stream and delete the stream because we don't want to get caught. So I had no clue who that was. So we're going to end the stream and we're out of here, Jackpot.
Okay, guys.
Sorry. Have a good night.
Thank you.